Good morning, everybody. Hey, welcome to Monday, July 13th. Just a reminder, folks, if you've not filed your tax return yet, they are due Wednesday. Wednesday, July 15th is the new actual deadline for filing your tax return. So just a little friendly reminder there. Hope your weekend was well as we head into this second full week of July. And earnings should start pouring in today or this week anyway. We do have PepsiCo and a couple others that some news coming in from some of the others that we'll talk about here in just a few moments. Hey, look, if you are not sure your portfolio is in the right place, you're not sure how much risk you have, give us a call and let's get a second opinion on your portfolio to make sure that you're just in the right spot moving forward, given where we are in this marketplace. Give us a call at 863-382-0037. Hey, looking forward to my conversation with Dave as we get this week kicked off.
5.7 is your IRA roaring this morning? Most of the market appears to be. Let's double check on finances and see how things are doing up on Wall Street like we do every morning about this time. Downtown Sebring, we head to the offices of Statler Financial Services where Phillip Statler is standing by. Good morning, Phillip, and happy Monday to you.
Hey, good morning, Dave. Hey, this is the second full week of July. It's hard to believe this year is just moving right on by.
I was making fun of it this morning that, boy, March, April, and May felt like about 6 months, and now all of a sudden June and July are feeling like about a blink of an eye, aren't they?
Yep, that's right. They just keep on moving by faster and faster. And still, though, I mean, we look at the coronavirus news coming out, and it's still significant. And even the hospitalizations are going up significantly, and that's kind of concerning.
I kind of track the available ICU beds, and we have, I think as of the last update I saw, we have 4 available ICU beds in this entire county, and maybe 5 or 6, I think, isolation beds available. They're starting to put a little pressure even on our rural county hospitals, and that's not good news by any measure because it indicates that for all the new cases we're getting, there still is a percentage of them that are not doing well. It's thank God that the increase in cases isn't working out with the percentages they were having early on, but still, this is we're not out of the woods yet by any measure.
No, we're not. We're going to continue to see this, and it's going to be interesting to see kind of what pressure that puts on earnings as we kind of start earnings season. As this week, the banks all start coming in. So not today, but starting tomorrow, man, we have a slew of banks coming in kind of for the rest of the week.
Yeah, before we went on the air, I said, boy, CNN is doing their level best to torpedo the market. Big headline piece on the CNN finance page, one of the tip sheets that I check, saying, boy, everything stinks and everybody expects good things. Well, the banks are going to hit tomorrow, and boy, the world is going to come to an end. I don't know whether they're right or not, but you and I have both been looking askance at all the re-ratings upwards on stocks. I mean, I don't see, on my ticker this morning, I don't think I saw any of the brokerage houses rating the target price downward on a single stock.
No, I'm not either. I'm seeing them all re-rate higher, and you know, you just have to ask yourself why.
Yeah.
You know, because the economy is not bouncing back. You know, I saw somewhere where they said that, hey, the stock market's a V, the actual economy is a big U-shaped recovery, and it's still spreading out further and further.
Yeah, I've always said that I tend toward being on the bullish and optimistic side, but I'm looking at the figures the way they are and saying, okay, we're doing less crappy than some of us expected, but we still got a ways to go to get all the way back again. My restaurant friends are saying things are still on the slow side because the percentage of our population, maybe because they're in high-risk categories, is wisely staying out of circulation. The economy is reopening, but it's going very, very touch and go, and these spiking new cases coming up and new reclosures like Miami just down the road from us, Texas and California, it's not helping the national economy come back, not one bit.
No, it's not. And it's just going to take time. And, you know, the question is, how well will we be able to weather the time? I mean, I saw in the paper today that, you know, our county is finally affected, our county government, right? the clerk of courts is having to furlough some of their folks, 1 day a week because of a budget shortfall, and the state hasn't ponied up their money yet. So, how much more of that will we start to see? And don't forget, the $600 extra per week unemployment is over at the end of this month. I don't like to keep adding bad news on top of bad news, but I keep trying to figure out where the good news is coming from and what's pumping this market up when I just don't see it.
I was going to say that's the thing. I mean, there's reason for optimism down the line because we know what's causing it. We know eventually we're going to get through it. But the bottom line is we're not getting through it. The governmental layoffs is kind of something that 2 or 3 months ago you waved a red flag on, that sales taxes and property tax collections and whatnot are going to be more difficult for local governments, and eventually we're going to hit a wall of some sort. The state will help out eventually, but have you ever seen an upper level of government move quickly, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's for sure. Government never runs quickly. So that's just kind of where we are now as we head into this earnings season. It will be neat to see and interesting to see kind of what the numbers look like.
Absolutely. Setting the table for the morning before we get into nitty-gritty, it was a pretty darn good green day on Friday. There's where my optimism starts getting in there. Dow was up by almost 1.5%, up 369 bucks. Standard & Poor's was up by more than a full percent, up almost 33. And NASDAQ with another closing record again. You'd think happy days were here again, 10,617 plus. Is where we start the week out for the NASDAQ. They were up 69 again on Friday. Again, all the re-ratings going up. I'm going to assume we're probably going to have more optimism there today, even with the reports that are starting tomorrow. We actually had one start out the week already this morning. Pepsi reported, huh?
They did. So that's really the lone stock we have really kind of reporting today. Pepsi did report. Before the market opened, they actually beat earnings by 7 cents a share. They came in at $1.32. Revenue came in above the forecast as well. They were largely driven by a 4% jump in organic sales, which is a good thing. That's one of the things that companies like to see is an increase in organic sales. So a good thing there. They obviously are withholding all the financial guidance because, like anybody, they're just not sure what the coronavirus is going to do to them. There's still uncertainty no matter what kind of company you're with. So, but they're trading up today 2.6%. Right now, $138.
That's good news in general for the economy. Discretionary income. Soda pop is something you could live without if you had to. And Pepsi owns a bunch of fast food restaurants as well, I think, don't they?
They do. They do have some fast food restaurants. I did see an interesting tidbit this morning. Wine producers are suffering. I think they said wine consumption in 2019 was down for the first time in like 20 years. And
what?
So, yeah. And this year it's down 10% so far. That's a huge deal for winemakers.
People, you need to help this industry out. I never heard that tidbit. Other industry tidbits we had out, I made note of before we went on the air that AMC, the big theater company, they've been, giving fair warning they're in trouble. They haven't been able to open their theaters yet, and they were worried about possible bankruptcy. News Tidbit has their stock going up pre-market. They got a little help, I gather, huh?
Well, they did. They went back out to investors and raised another $300 million. And some of that money is going to go to pay down some of their bondholders. And they also found some new debt too at a lower rate. And so those things were helping AMC. They're up 3.25%. Hey, the other one, we talk about travel all the time, and Carnival Cruise Lines came out and said they're taking 13 ships out of their fleet, reducing their capacity by 9%, trying to get leaner and meaner. As hopefully they'll be coming out of this coronavirus pandemic and be in better shape to move forward. And they're up 2.7% this morning.
There was an article I read over the weekend about that the secondary market for used cruise ships isn't what it used to be, obviously, because none of them are floating at the moment. A lot of those quote-unquote older cruise ships used to go to the smaller cruise lines. they're starting to haul them over to Europe to the surplus outfits, tear them down, and sell them for parts.
Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting. So,
But,
so they're probably not getting much for those either then.
probably tanking the price of scrap metal, too. Don't recycle aluminum cans for a while. The boats are going into the recycling market. Another tidbit that we had, one more bankruptcy to be had. You and I have been talking about the price of crude oil needing to get above 40 and stay there in order to have the West Texas oil patch go back to life. Wasn't quite fast enough for at least one company, I gather.
Yeah, there's a sand oil company called High Crush. They filed bankruptcy. They did get some money for debtor in possession, exit style financing. And so we'll have to see how what happens, who comes in and buys their stuff and what that happens. But that's, I think we'll see more and more of that in the oil industry.
Especially as we start flirting with staying below $40 a barrel again, because they need at least 42 or 43 in order to reopen the oil fields. Resetting the table, green ink on Friday on Wall Street, up 369 on the Dow, up almost 70 on the Nasdaq, and up almost 33 on the Standard & Poor's. I'm seeing green ink this morning with not a whole lot to justify moving it one direction or the other. It looks like the traders disagree, Phillip. 45 minutes early. Where are we going?
We are seeing big time green. As a matter of fact, the NASDAQ right now is set to really hit a new all-time high. It's up 100 points right now, almost 1%. And then we've got the Dow Jones up 0.75%. We got the S&P 500 up 0.7%. So everything is looking rosy at the start today, as well as silver and gold. Silver's up 2.5% this morning, $19.53 an ounce. We've got gold up 0.6. Man, it's really getting up there. It's up $1,812 an ounce. The only red I see right now is crude oil down 1% to $40.14 a barrel.
It does kind of look like we're getting a $40 floor on crude oil, but we could use a couple more bucks a barrel in order to help our domestic industry out, couldn't we?
Yeah, we really could. Yeah, that would be a good thing.
It's nice to see it at least hitting a $40 floor. Overseas markets, Japan had a party based upon what happened to us. They are up 2.2% when they closed this morning. Even Hong Kong eked out a little bit of a change. Upward, by the way. European markets all in green ink, not as excited as our markets are, but they are green this morning midway through their trading day. Phillip, this is just one of those weird times. You and I are kind of sounding a trumpet horn saying, watch out, what goes up has to come down. If you're close to retirement age, that's got to be scary. How do I find you to find stability?
Dave, it's a great time right now to get an opinion, second opinion on your portfolio. And it's nice to have an independent set of eyes do that. Give us a call, 863-382-0037 to schedule your no obligation financial x-ray. We can do it virtually, over the phone, or you can come in. We're open. You can come into the office and we'll sit down and go over everything with you. And then follow us on Facebook, Statler Financial Services, and join us every weekend for the Statler Financial Radio Show, 6 a.m. and noon on Saturdays, 10 a.m. Sunday mornings on Highlands News Talk, 730.
And back for up-to-the-minute stuff tomorrow morning about the same time here on Light FM. Phillip, thank you so much. You have a great day, all right?
All right, buddy, you too, and I will talk to you tomorrow.
Gotcha. It's 105.7 Light FM and Statler Financial Services, Phillip Statler.
Wait and see.
Hey, folks, again, I want to thank you for joining us today. I'm serious. If you have not had second set of eyes independently look at your portfolio, give me a call. Give me the privilege of walking you through our process. 863-382-0037. Have a great day. I look forward to speaking to you again tomorrow.